greatest digital asset ever created. I'm so glad I accumulated before the space got saturated. XRP the greatest digital asset ever created. Make the haters aggravated, get the spaceship activated. XRP the greatest digital asset ever created. I'm so glad I accumulated.
What's goody? What's good? Welcome back to the channel, guys, with some more XRP, more crypto news in general. So I want to just get right into it. So I seen this particular clip on Bold Bitcoin, and I don't believe, listen, don't believe everything that you see in here on the internet. I want to let you guys check out this video really quick. Pretty much he's saying Bitcoin is just overtaking gold, and that is a lie. But listen up to this real quick.
You know, I want to have assets that will appreciate as the dollar is devalued, as it's debased. So I do own gold, but my focus is truly on Bitcoin, as you know, and that's why I opened the Bitcoin Opportunity Fund. And so all of my excess capital is kind of pointing towards that personally now. So, but I do have nothing against gold, though I do believe that we are seeing the beginnings of Bitcoin demonetizing gold. And you know, will gold go to zero? Absolutely not. It will I think it will retain that store of value in the global, you know, universe of investable assets of $900 trillion. Gold is about 18 right now, and Bitcoin is about 2. So, but I do believe that Bitcoin is going to catch up to it and be that ultimate store of value for people in the future.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh buddy. Listen. Gold and silver is God's money, guys. So you guys take with the information as you will. Do not, you know, go with just cryptocurrency because it's the way of the world, and I'm in air quotes saying that. You know, following the masses. Gold is not going anywhere, which he could admit that it's not. But don't stay away from gold just because you're trying to stay with the Joneses and trying to buy Bitcoin and things like that. Like, no. Silver, if you want to buy silver, it's like $30. If I'm not mistaken, maybe like 40 now. But don't go away from buying gold and silver just to buy some Bitcoin. All right, so remember when Brad Garlinghouse pretty much said and mentioned that there's a lot of other banks that he couldn't name because of the SEC. Now the SEC in that case is over.
At this is Ripple's really trying to solve that cross-border payments problem. You know, central bank digital currencies are, you know, domestic by nature. They're issued by a central bank or potentially issued by a central bank. So they're not really solving cross-border problems. They're solving domestic solutions more often than not. So look, I think that what we're seeing happen with stablecoins, we're seeing happen with central bank issued digital assets, I think is exciting. I'm not exactly clear how it's all going to play out. You're seeing countries experiment and test. Ripple has partnered with several central banks around the world. Some we've announced, some we haven't yet announced, that they're issuing and testing using the XRP ledger to issue their digital assets on the XRP ledger as a token. So we're excited to be working with them. And look, at our core, Ripple's really good at working with enterprise customers. A government is just a big enterprise customer. You know, we know how to sell to.
That's an interesting notion.
I mean, in some ways, it's just a really big enterprise customer. And we're pretty good at that now because we've had a lot of experience with it and worked with some of the largest banks in the world, as well as a lot of the smaller payment companies that have grown very quickly using our technology. It's helped them grow more quickly.
All right, so that was pretty much that. Don't forget what XRP is here for, guys. Also, I wanted you guys to see this because Scottie Pippen said that he met Satoshi back in 1993. First of all, I gotta find out what interview Scottie Pippen was at with Michael Saylor, which is, I was never expecting that, but just listen to this.
You mentioned you met Satoshi in Seattle in 1993. Yes. He also came to you in a dream. You have a nice relationship with Satoshi.
I feel like I do.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a story to tell. Definitely have an opportunity to meet him back in 1993.
You mentioned...
I just want you guys to see Michael Saylor's face at the same time.
93.
And Scott, is he lying? Or
He also came to you in a dream.
I don't know. Is Satoshi Nakamoto even real? look at so I don't know, y'all, but I just thought that was hilarious. Okay, all right, listen to this. It says, "Let's go, XRP bridge all the money. The future is already here." And Ripple, let's listen to this.
Currencies in terms of native cryptos like XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, they're not all the same, right? They're not all created equal. I think what's becoming much more popular in the industry now is more sustainable technologies. So the XRP ledger and XRP is there's no mining or proof of work or proof of stake involved. So the computational cost of validating transactions is almost zero, right? Very, very low cost and very stable in terms of pricing. Stable coins, again, not all created equal. You have a massive range from the algorithmic type stable coins. We all know the Terra story from a few weeks ago. And then now what we're seeing emerging is, stable coins being issued by regulated entities. So I can't give you the names yet, but there's two projects we're working on, one in the UK and one in the US, working with banks that are regulated, who will be issuing stable coins, and the reserves will likely to be held at a central bank in a central bank account. So very different from the algorithmic stablecoin. We as Ripple work across all of these technologies. And then, of course, you've got central bank digital currencies, which essentially is the highest form of digital currency, right? Issued by the central bank, backed by the central bank, the most secure form. As a company who's working across the payment space, we're embracing all of these. We see they will all play their part in the future of money. Today, cryptocurrency is less than 1% of all the money. Central bank money is less than 10%. The rest is all commercial bank money. So it'll be interesting to see, in 5 or 10 years, how does that look when it's all digitized? Will stable coins be 90% of the market and CBDCs 10%? Or will CBDCs actually be allowed to grow and be a much higher percentage of the money supply? I don't know.
All right, I don't know. So I wanted you guys just to take a look at that. Also, Jack the Rippler, he put on here, I think this is what the IMF pretty much mentioned.
Into new technologies that will actually change the way in which intermediation is conducted, eliminate some of the barriers, including the unconscious biases that exist out there. And I think in the banking system at large, in many, many countries, the difference will not be between those who are disrupted and those who survive, but it will be between those who are cannibalized because they are not seeing it coming and they're not embracing it, and those who self-induce that cannibalization. And I'm using cannibalization on purpose because it's a bit of a striking, horrible word, but it's really what it means. It's you're going to disrupt your business model, you're going to change it, you're going to reduce your cost, you're going to expedite your transactions, and you're going to continue to inspire confidence because you will build that on the basis of an existing backbone, which is your bank and the confidence relationship that you've established with your customers. So that's where I see changes happening now. If you think of Circle and Ripples and all those, that's where
don't forget that this young lady, I say young, but the former the IMF, she pretty much mentioned that the ripples and the circles and all that other good stuff. So pretty much they're just saying, hey, will XRP, begin this massive surge on April the 3rd? No one really knows. So XRP doesn't need the United States. The United States needs XRP. Exactly what the world needs, especially for payments. But I do want to leave you guys with this. Make sure you guys will come to the XRP Las Vegas event if you are able to, May the 30th through the 31st. And meet me and other friends that's coming as well, and other colleagues that's in the space. Just listen up to this video real quick.
XRP community, the SEC versus Ripple case is over. Now the path is clear, and the celebration at XRP Las Vegas 2025 just went 10x. And you need to be there May 30th and 31st at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Hear from White House Crypto Council members on stage, including Brad Garlinghouse, and Chris Giancarlo. You'll also hear from Dr. Christopher Brummer from Blueprint. And one lucky builder developer will win a $25,000 prize for the best Web3 project idea. Go to the EZA app to register for your chance to win $25K. The excitement is building for XRP Las Vegas 2025, the world's largest XRP conference. Get your tickets now and lock in.
All right, get your tickets now and lock in. Definitely lock in with me as well. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, comment to on the channel. Let me know if you liked the episode or not, and some things that you would love for me to speak about in my next videos. I appreciate you guys. I'm out. Talk to you later. Peace.